Hi guys, and welcome to DIY Ideas. Today we have another video with this Alize Puffy wool, the one where you don't need any crocheting hooks or knitting needles, and it has these little loops that you just kind of pull through each other. Here we have this scarf, this colorful scarf that we made maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. It was really simple and really basic. It was always the same pattern. And the problem here was that the scarf rose up a little bit on the side, like if you were just knitting right stitches. So this is the scarf that I'm going to show you in this video. It has a little bit more of a pattern, and you can see that the scarf doesn't actually roll up on the side. You can see, yeah, it's either pulled through from the front or from the back. It is a very small change, but you have a fully different result. And yeah, like I just said, it doesn't roll up on the sides, and that's obviously the main point. Which wool I used and how I did it, you can see now. Have fun! Okay, so here we are back with the Alize Puffy wool in color. This is 100 grams. It's meant to be used without crocheting hooks, without knitting needles. It's 100% micro polyester. And you can wash it at 30 degrees. And here is the color number is 5862. It's like yellow, white, light green, and pink. And yeah, like I just said, it's 100 grams and it's 9 meters long. Okay. And so what I already did is I pulled out a few meters already, maybe 2 meters, so not that much actually. I'm gonna have to find the beginning here. Ah, there it is. And so this is how we're going to start. We're going to put the rest on my lap actually, so it's not in the video so much. And so we're going to start here. We're going to pull out the first few. I'm going to see here how wide I want my scarf to be. I think 7 of these loops is actually quite a nice width for the scarf. 7, 8, or 9, something like that. So I'm going to do 7 here, 6 and 7. And I'm going to put them here on the table basically, or like I'm going to put them out here. So here on the right, we have the starting point basically for this next row. And so this is the thread that we're going to use now to continue this scarf. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the next loop, the number 8, and I'm going to pull it through from the back to the front of the loop before. And so now what we're going to change up here is we're going to take the next loop, and instead of putting it from the back to the front as well, we're actually going to put it the other way, from the front. So we go pull the loop through from the front and then from the back, or in this case we did from the back and then the next one from the front. And so this one we're going to pull through from the back to the front, and this next one here, you can see here the first 3, the first and the third from the back and the second one from the front. Okay, the 4th one, maybe you can imagine what we're going to do here. We're going to do it from the front again. So we're going to, we have the loop here and we're going to pull it through from the front. And yeah, in the start, it's always a little more chaotic, I feel like, because you can't really see the difference between the thread that you're working with and what you've already done. Later, when you have a couple rows, it'll become a little easier, I think, a little more obvious on what you're actually doing. Okay, this one is from the front, and this last one here, the first one basically, is from the back, pink on pink. Okay, so this is the first row that we just did. So what we just did here was switching off from which direction we pull the loops through. So it was from the back and or from the front. And so this is what it looks like. You can see it gives this really nice structure, and this last one here was the pink one. So now we're going to go and work from left to right. And so we're going to take the thread and put it behind here. And so this time we're going to do the exact opposite of what we did before. So the last row here, this last loop, we pulled through from the back through the front, right? Yeah. And so now we're going to do it from the front to the back. So we're always switching off the rows, and we're making sure that it's always, that it's never the same, touching each other. And so now we're going to do it from the back for the second loop here. You can see that you can always, if you're not sure anymore, you can always look at the row before and see what you did there. Okay, so now we're going to do this third one here from the front again. Okay, white through the green. and then we're gonna go to the back, and we're gonna pull this pink one, or the pink and white, I guess it is, through the green one. Okay, and you can see already what this pattern is gonna look like a little later, and you can always see that that it switches off, and with the different colors you can see the little color fades and the different shades basically. Some of these loops are all fully the same color, and some of them are like kind of half and a half. So yeah, you can see the nice color switches, the nice color changes. Okay, this one we're doing from the back, and here you can see that the row before is from the front, so here we do it from the back, and then this one from the front into the back, and yeah, we're already at the end of this row. Okay. You can see how pretty these colors are together. This time we did 3 from the back and 4 from the front. That always switches up depending on the row you're on. And you can see, how it switches off nicely. I'm going to do this row as well here. And we're going to do this one from right to left. And so we're going to start from the back like we did in the first row. So you should always have the rows, the even rows and the uneven rows should all be the same. So this row number 3, we're going to do like row number 1. This one from the back. And then this white one here from the front. Okay, I'm going to put it here in the front and then pull it through the loop in the back. Then we'll do this one here from the back. So this is white on white. We're going to put the back one through the front one. Here from the front. You can see this loop is kind of yellow and white, and it goes through the fully white one. From the front to the back. And then this last one here, the yellow one, we're going to pull from the back to the front through this little pink and white one. Okay, so row number 3 here is done now. You can see that this pattern really gives it a nice structure. It makes it look a little more interesting. You can see, kind of like the different patterns here, the different stitches. You kind of have like, it looks like waves maybe. And every now and then you can see, these little top of the loops poking out that have a slightly different color when you pull it from the front. And I think it looks really cute actually. And now is the question, obviously, what does it look like from the back? And it's obviously the same thing mirrored from the back. Okay, it's the same pattern. Here, where I have these little loops poking out is the opposite on the way back. Exactly. So it's kind of similar to left and right stitches in knitting, basically. I think it's a super cute pattern. I'm going to continue doing this for the rest of the scarf, and then I'm obviously going to show you what it looks like. So this is what the scarf looks like now. I've almost used the whole rest of the wool here, and you can see how pretty these colors are, how pretty the fade is. And you can see like the tops of the loops, and sometimes they just have a fully different color than the background basically, and it looks super cute, I think. So this is the top of the scarf. I have a few loops left here, and so we're gonna do maybe the last row here. And this loop wool you can actually use basically until the very end of the thread. I'm only going to use this very small piece here at the very end. So you can do, if you have enough loops for another row, you can always just do another row. So this is the last row here from the row before. We did it from the front to the back. So this last row here we're going to start with the back from the front, back to the front. And then the second one here should be from the front to the back. Oh, no, I actually did that wrong. Wait, let's go and check again. So this last loop here of the row before, actually I noticed now that this last loop of the row before was wrong. Good thing I noticed that. The rest of the row actually looks fine. This last loop here was from the front to the back, and so the last loop of the row before here should be from the back to the front. Okay, so now we're going to start with the last row. The first loop here we're going to do from the front to the back, and now it actually fits with the rest as well. Now from the back to the front. And now again from the front to the back, which is here this white loop through the green one. And then again from the back to the front, the white one through this other green one here, green yellow. Then we're going to put the thread to the front. And pull this little pink one through, the yellow one here in the back. And here come the last two. We're almost done now with this row here. There's always 7 in a row. And we actually just have one loop left at the end here. So this is the last one of this row. And so we're actually going to cut this one off now. Make sure you don't cut it up too low because sometimes you cut the thread actually. And so how do we finish off this scarf here? It's very simple. You take this last loop on the left here, so not where the thread is actually left. So we're going to take the one next to it and pull it through the first one, okay? And then we're going to do the same with the next one. So the third one through the second one, and the fourth one through the third one. And we're going to do that with the rest of this little row. And that's how you, it's a very simple way of finishing off a scarf or whatever you're trying to make. And here's the last one. Okay, and so with this little thread, we're just gonna finish off the scarf by just pulling it through the last loop that we have here. And with the thread, we're just gonna kind of weave it through some of these stitches here, pull it tight, and just hide it basically in this scarf until it's, fully gone. You can kind of pull it a little bit and then it's gone. And so this side is done now as well. This is the end here, the edge. And so this is what the scarf ended up looking like with this switching off pattern. And I'm going to show you again in comparison what it looks like when you do the stitches only one way instead of switching them off. And here is this scarf. It's the same wool, so you can see the difference really nicely. It's slightly wider, but you can see the back side here. And you can see the big difference really. You can see that the edges kind of roll up, and it's, that's kind of the issue. And if you see here, it kind of even looks slimmer than the one we did now, even though it is actually wider. But because it rolls up, it's, it just looks a little slimmer. And you can see that actually when I pull it apart, it's actually much wider. But if you just have it on your neck, if you have it around your head, you can see that it just looks a lot slimmer, and you have this roll up here on the sides. And this does not happen with this wool here. With this pattern here, you have just this interesting look, the interesting color differences. I think it turned out super cute. And thank you for watching DIY Ideas. I hope you liked this video. If you would like to watch more, please visit my channel and subscribe for free. You'll always be the first one to be informed about a new video. Please share this video with your friends, and see you next time.